Hey, my loves, and welcome back to Spiritual Tea, the Midweek Faith edition, or a little bit of Astro Talk. So take a breath with me and let's ground into the energy. So let's take a nice inhale and hold and exhale. So there's a shift right now that's happening, and it's bigger than your mood, and it's bigger than a Mercury retrograde. And a lot of the times we live our life in concern of Mercury in Gatorade or Mercury in retrograde. And sometimes I think we can kind of get ahead of ourselves and predict that we're going to have a tough time. So I just want to explain a little bit of what's occurring in the stars so that we can get some grounding. So we are approaching an 8-year karmic cycle. Uranus is moving out of Taurus. And what does that really mean, right? So what that really means is if you felt like things have been unstable, out of your control, unpredictable, or everything that you thought was secure and for sure is not that way and is getting shaken up, then you have to understand you weren't losing your control, you were being awakened. So what happens when you place the energy of chaos into a sign of security or that craves security, right? What happens is everything false gets exposed. All of your financial instability or unexpected shifts will happen. Relationships will break up, or redefining moments within your relationship. Maybe a deep identity shift where you shift your thought pattern around worthiness and self-worth, or learning that external security is not real security. So this transit can whisper, and then it started screaming at us if we didn't make changes. Now, this wasn't just external. It was internal. It was embodied, right? Because Taurus rules the body, and this transit may have impacted your nervous system, your safety responses, your attachment patterns, and you may have had to learn about how you need to self-soothe yourself, or how to sit with discomfort, or how to stop choosing comfortable suffering, right? Like choosing to be comfortable and end up suffering. The truth is that people might prefer the old you. They might like the predictable version of you, and they might like the version of you that did not challenge them. But Uranus comes in and says, we are not keeping you comfortable, we are setting you free. April of 2026 is not a calm energy. In fact, it is a cosmic pressure point. So far, we have moved through a full moon in Libra, which illuminated relationships and imbalances. We are approaching a new moon in Aries, which is about the rebirth of identity and bold decision making. Mars enters Aries, which is about action and courage and confrontation. And Mercury and Uranus being in alignment impacts sudden truths, downloads, and clarity. This is the closing of one chapter and an opening of another. Now, what does this feel like? This can feel like I can't ignore this anymore. I finally see clearly now. I have to move differently and make different choices. And you are being activated by fire, which is the Aries, which leads you to act. Air, which is the Gemini, which leads you to think and speak, and electricity, which is what Uranus is all about, which is about awakening. Listen closely. When Uranus moves into Gemini, we shift from what do I have to what do I think, what do I say, and what do I share. We have to admit that this new era is about communication. It's about teaching, learning, even content creation, digital expression, speaking your truth. And this is why so many people could be called for, starting to post on their timeline again, sharing your knowledge, and speaking your truth publicly. This is not random. You are being positioned for your next timeline. From a spiritual perspective, this entire transit was about embodiment. It was about not just the aesthetic spiritually, but it was about feeling it deeply, right? Not just about saying the affirmations. So this is really about becoming someone who feels safe within themselves and trusts their own energy, and really leaning into not collapsing when life changes, because life will shift again. But now you are different. Now let's anchor this. Sit up tall, one hand on your heart, the other on your root, and close your eyes and repeat. I release all attachments rooted in fear. I release instability that shaped my strength. I honor the lessons of this past cycle. I root into divine security within myself. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. I surrender to my Dharma. I trust the divine order of my life. May my thoughts be clear. May my voice be aligned. May my path be guided by truth. I move forward with awareness, devotion, and courage. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace in my mind, peace in my body, peace in my spirit. You didn't just survive this cycle. You were refined by it. And now you're being asked and called to step forward differently. If you feel called to dive in deeper to your nervous system or your energy, this is exactly what I do and help guide you through. This is the sacred space that I hold for you. I love you. Stay aligned, stay grounded, and I'll see you on the next spiritual tea. Mwah. Bye.